Welcome back, all you transhumanists. So this video is going to be slightly different to the last one. I'm doing this completely live, no editing, so it's going to be rough, warts and all. Now, the last video I did was the character build of Spider Jerusalem. I hope you guys enjoyed it. One of the things that I managed to, I missed in that one because I couldn't fit it in, was Spider's signature weapon, which is the Bowel Disruptor. So, rather than leave that out, because that's one of the most fun things I've enjoyed, I decided to make it in homebrew. So we're going to jump over to the homebrewery, take a look at what I've put together. And here it is. So, the Bowel Disruptor, signature weapon of renegade gonzo journalist and professional horrible bastard Spider Jerusalem. I've made it a wondrous item legendary because in the future it's an illegal item anyway, and so it would be a super rare item, but even rarer in a fantasy setting if you somehow manage to slide this in somewhere. Now, one of the things when I put this together was I tried to stick to as many rules as written as I could find. In the DMG, on page 265, you have rules for futuristic weapons and for laser pistols. So I took the laser pistol and I reskinned it. So we've got, the weight is 2 pounds. I've put the damage as special, we'll cover that in a minute. It has the ammunition property. I gave it a shorter range of 2080 because it's more of a pistol. Much more of a short-range pistol rather than one for doing damage. It's light, so it can be fired from one hand, or you could hold two of them. If you ever manage to find 2 Bowel Disruptors, that would be insane. And then the loading property. Now, in the comics, the Bowel Disruptor is never seen to be reloaded or anything. But I kept the ammunition property and the loading property in for a specific reason, and that's Dungeon Master balance. If you just put this in as it's presented in the comics, this would be a total adventure breaking weapon. Just like you could end anything with it. That being said, let's take a look at the damage. So the idea of the Bowel Disruptor is that when you are shot with it, it makes you evacuate your bowels. The settings that I put together are all based on shots that Spider actually fires in the comics. And the way that I've calibrated the settings is there's 5 settings. Each setting costs progressively more charges, and the higher the charge you shoot someone with, the greater the effect, and the effects compound. So let's have a quick look. So loose. This is the lowest setting, 1 charge. So creature evacuates its bowels and is stunned for 1d3 rounds. Watery, slightly upped from that. Creature evacuates its bowels and is stunned for 1d6 rounds. Now, here's where things start to get serious. Prolapse. So this is what Spider shoots the president with. So creature evacuates his bowels, is knocked prone, and is stunned for 4d6 rounds. Has its movement speed halved until it takes a short or long rest. Unspeakable gut horror. This is actually used on a couple of guys in a bar, and it just knocks them to the floor and takes them out of the fight completely. So this one costs 10 charges. Creature evacuates its bowels, is knocked prone, and is stunned for 1d3 hours. That's hours, not rounds. And has its movement speed halved until it takes a short or a long rest. And then finally, shat into unconsciousness. Now this one is actually used during a riot. Spider shoots some cops with it, and Shannon literally asks him how the hell he managed to knock someone out with a Bowel Disruptor. And he says specifically, I had it set to shat into unconsciousness. So, this being our killer setting, it has creature evacuates its bowels, is knocked prone, is knocked unconscious for 4d6 hours, and has its movement speed reduced to 0 until it takes a short or a long rest. Now, I was going to put something about effect of a creature evacuating its bowels, but I'm pretty sure that most DMs will handle that on the fly. It'll be something like a disadvantage on all charisma checks, or nobody wants to go near you because you're a bit whiffy. So, also added some adjustments for creature size, specifically to balance out versus any big monsters. So tiny costs 1/4 of a charge, small costs 0.5, medium is 1:1 because it's meant to be used on humans mainly. Large is 1.5, huge is ×2, and gargantuan is ×3. So you can make something gargantuan crap its pants, but it will cost you an entire clip. And if your DM is balancing this out, you probably only have 1 clip. So if you're going to make that shot, you got to make that shot count. And lastly, I added that the Bowel Disruptor shots count as magical for the purposes of overcoming resistances. Otherwise, it wouldn't work on late game enemies. And come on, are you really going to tell me you don't want to see the big bad evil guy crap his pants? Just once. Just once? Yeah. And as part of the future tech rules, there is a section on understanding alien technology. Now, it's a case of you do an intelligence check, roll the intelligence check, and you need to make a success, which is a 15 or higher. But there are consequences for getting failures. I lifted the table straight from the DMG, but I've changed the consequences slightly. So if you get a 9 or a lower, that would be 1 failure and 1 charge is used randomly. Now, in the DMG, that literally just says 1 charge is used randomly, so that could be just ammunition is spent. But I figured you could make it 1 charge is used randomly on the wielder or someone in the vicinity. So if you screw up trying to figure out what this is, someone's going to crap their pants, possibly you. And then the character has disadvantage on the next check. 10 to 14 is 1 failure, 15 to 19 is 1 success, and then 20 or higher is 1 success and advantage on the next check. So the DMG rules say that you need to make so many successful checks to be able to understand the tech. It says 2 for basic and then right the way up to 4 for really complex tech, so I took the middle ground of just 3 successes. There is an additional rule, which is that if you fail up to 4 times with the up to 4 times without taking a short or a long rest, then there's a chance that the tech's destroyed. It's up to you whether you want to put that in or not. And that's my homebrew for the Bowel Disruptor. So hope you enjoyed this quick and dirty video. Apologies about the format. I've never tried doing this, and I'm literally running on a crappy MacBook Air. The next deconstruction is going to take me a couple of weeks to get around to. I'm literally starting from scratch, so that's going to be new content, but it's going to take a while. So in the meantime, I'm not sure whether I'm going to do either some more character videos, because I've had a couple of people request those, or I might just do some quick homebrewery ones just to keep in contact with you guys. Either way, if you like this kind of content, then please like, subscribe, and share it around. And if you want to come and chat deconstruction, you can find me on Twitter or on my Discord. And until next time.